Tomb Raider is beyond a doubt my favorite video game series of all time. But if you've never really got into the original games, you might not even realize that a cloak has been pulled over your eyes. Seriously, what in the hell happened to this franchise? I'm not saying the reboots are bad, they're decent games, but what I am saying is that they don't really feel like Tomb Raider. First of all, these two Laras are not the same Lara. You know how they sometimes make a sequel to a movie but decide to replace one of the main actors with someone else? Well, this is like that, only they didn't just change her face and personality. They changed her background, the house she lives in, her primary weapon of choice. So many changes with zero continuity or explanation. I honestly thought that the newer games would eventually circle back to the original Lara that I know and love, but no, this is a complete reboot. She is an entirely different character in an alternate reality. In a 2018 interview with the reboot's director, Daniel Beeson, featured in the official Xbox magazine, he said, "We're not going to put her in shorts with double pistols wearing a bikini. That's not what this is." That sounds so politically correct. I mean, okay, I get it. She was sexualized. She appealed to the male fantasy. She had big boobs.
God damn.
They wanted a better role model to appeal to a wider audience. She was also confident, classy, intelligent, had a great sense of humor, and make no mistake, she was tough. So I don't think it's fair to just write her off like she was some kind of bimbo. The cult following of Tomb Raider is no joke. You can't just reinvent your main character while ignoring her iconic defining features that helped establish the whole franchise to begin with. What video game in the history of video games has ever done that before? And it's not just Lara. The gameplay has changed drastically as well. The reboots are far more linear and the focus has shifted to story rather than exploration. I loved how the older games were mostly just ambient sounds that made you lose all track of time. They didn't hold your hand and tell you exactly where you needed to go. Croft Manor alone was just a training level, not even part of the campaign, and I could easily spend all day there looking for secrets, running the obstacle course, locking Winston in the freezer, or exploiting glitches to get on top of the roof and then diving off to break Lara's neck. I knew that house inside and out. If I ever won the lottery, I'm not even joking, I would build myself a life-size replica to live in. It could easily be the Cinderella's castle in the center of a video game-themed amusement park. But no, the open world is gone, the silence has been replaced with constant background music and dialogue. You're no longer free to wander off into your own little side adventures. In my opinion, it was after Tomb Raider 3 that the whole franchise really started going downhill. That was the last game with her original mansion. The developers were burnt out and wanted to kill off the series, and they actually tried by burying her alive at the end of Tomb Raider 4, but the publisher wouldn't give them a break. Looking at the source code for Tomb Raider 5, in which they were forced to revive her from death, you find it littered with obscenities by developers who would clearly prefer to be working on something else. It's also kind of hilarious. Today, the original team from Core Design is long gone and the games are hardly recognizable. I mean, again, they're not bad games and there are many aspects I really like. They are visually stunning, for example, but they're so far removed from the Tomb Raider I grew up with that it might as well just be called something else. They don't have the same appeal or replayability, and it feels like they're still trying to cash in on a brand that they didn't create and have very little respect for. Looking at this fan remake built on Unreal Engine 4 and some screenshots of Croft Manor on Twitter by the same developer, oh my god, it is so beautiful. A perfect example of the direction this should have gone, in my opinion. Those are just my thoughts anyway. I know that I'm old and probably out of touch. A lot of people love the reboots, and if you enjoy it, that's all that really matters. I just needed to get this off my chest, you know. I feel better already. Thanks for listening.